This kid was in 4th grade. His glasses broke. Oh man. But it didn't really matter, because in most of his classes, he sat in the front row, so he could still see. Well, after a few days of going to class without his glasses, one of his teachers said, "Kyle, I see you still don't have your glasses. Are they still broken?" "Yeah, but it's fine. I can still see the board." The thing with this teacher, though, was that she would always write assignments on the board for students to work on during class. She would never explain the assignments. Students would just read the board and then do their work. But anyway, she said, "Kyle, it's been 4 days now. Your parents should have gotten you new glasses at this point. You're sitting in the back of the class." Okay. Alright, so this is what needs to be done before the end of class, okay? Get to work. Oh, I can't see it. What the heck? Sit down, Kyle. Hey, Stacy, can you tell me what the board says? Yeah, it says, Stacy, don't you dare tell him what it says. I'm teaching him a frickin' lesson. I hate my life. Weird experiences with other kids' families. This kid's friend's mom was incredibly religious, and in their house there was this cuckoo clock of Jesus that would go off every hour. Well, whenever he was hanging out at that house, every hour the mom would make the kids write notes thanking Jesus for everything they did that past hour. For example, every hour they would have to write something like, "Thank you, Jesus, for letting us play with Legos and eat cookies." She would then read all the kids' notes and correct them, like this. "This is really nice, Kyle, but you had milk as well. Do you want to make Jesus sad because you're not thankful for the milk?" "No, that's what I thought. I'm going to add milk for you, okay? Remember next time." Just crazy stuff like that every single hour. This kid said that their house also looked like a full-blown church with 4-foot-tall crucifixes in every room and an altar. Maybe it's just me, but that seems a little excessive. This guy was 9 years old. He was taking a bath when he accidentally took a dump in the bathtub. He got out, got dressed, and tried to figure out what he was going to do. "What am I supposed to do with you, poop?" Well, in the bathroom, there was this hole in the wall that had been there for as long as he could remember. So he scooped up the poop, and he threw it inside the hole in the wall. He then went on with his day and didn't tell anybody about it. Years and years pass and nobody ever knew what he did. Well, one day, about 15 years after the initial poop incident, he comes home from college to visit his parents. He goes to the bathroom and he notices that the hole in the wall was patched up. "Hey, Dad, I see you finally fixed the hole in the wall." "Oh yeah, I did that last month. It was about time." Yeah. His parents then sold the house, and chances are that mummified poop that he threw in the bathroom wall is still there. This guy was in middle school. He had an obsession with fire. Well, one day he was home alone, so he grabbed some cardboard boxes and trash and went outside to the family's fire pit. Keep in mind, it was a pretty deep fire pit. He threw all the stuff in there, grabbed lighter fluid from his dad's grill, doused the garbage, and lit it on fire. And up the flames went. Completely satisfied, he sat back and watched the fire blaze, until suddenly, a strange-looking fireball jumped out of the fire pit and started running towards the woods. Turns out there was a raccoon in the fire pit, and when it caught on fire, it tried to make the grand escape. Well, when it got to the woods, it ended up burning a few trees down. But sadly, the raccoon didn't make it. The weirdest families ever. When this kid was in middle school, she was sleeping over at her friend's house. She wanted to take a shower, so her friend gave her a towel. She said the towel smelled kind of weird, but there was no other towels in the shower, so she used it. She later found out that this girl's family shares one towel to prevent having to use new ones all the time. She told her friend how weird it was, and she was shocked to find out that her family had their own towels every time they showered. Unfortunately, she couldn't get over this situation, and she never slept over at her friend's house ever again. One kid had this friend that he would hang out with all the time. He would often hang out there during dinner time, but the thing was, he was never allowed to eat. "Alright boys, dinner time!" They would make him sit at the table with the family, but they would never serve him a plate. He never understood why. "Hey, Mr. Stevens, do you think I can have some food tonight?" "No, Kyle, you know the rules." "Can I be excused then to go watch TV?" "I said you know the rules. You sit there until we're done." I am so hungry. I'm sorry, man. Honey, this lasagna is fantastic. Oh my god, honey, thank you so much. I worked really hard on this. You're missing out, Kyle. This is delicious. This kid's family had this very weird rule. They would always keep 12 pre-poured glasses of water in the fridge at all times. His parents said they did this because it's quicker than having to pour tap water into a glass, put ice in there, and then wait for the water to get cold. So instead, they had the pre-poured cups of water already in the fridge. And whenever you would finish a glass of water, you would refill it and put it back in the fridge. It sounds pretty weird, but it also sounds very convenient. What do you guys think? Throughout this kid's entire childhood, his dad made him him do this one specific thing. There was a very small and empty closet in their house. And once a month, every month, in the middle of the night, his dad would wake him up out of his deep sleep, bring him over to the closet, and made him stand in there for 2 minutes. He called it elevator practice. Son, psst, Kyle, wake up. It's time. Come on. Okay, get on in there. And stop. That was your best one yet, buddy. All right, head to bed. Same time next month. When this kid was 9 years old, he was hanging out at his friend's house when he had to go to the bathroom. Number 2. A couple minutes later, his friend's dad went in the bathroom. He then came out and said this. Alrighty, we have a problem. Kyle, did you take a poop in my bathroom? Yeah, I did. Now, why in God's name would you do that? Because I had. Do you know how disrespectful that is? In my toilet. If you had to take a you should have gone to your own house. But sir, I had to go to the bathroom. I don't care. I'm calling your mom right now and I'm telling her you are never allowed here ever again. Hi, Mrs. Stevens. This is Mr. Johnson. Your son is disgusting and I hate him. What? I'm so confused. This teacher was bogus. When this kid was in middle school, he had just finished his work for the day and went up to go to the bathroom. Okay. That's when his teacher said, "Excuse me, sit back down. Where are you going?" I don't care. Sit back down. If you want to go somewhere, raise your hand. So the kid sits back down and raises his hand for what feels like a very long time. She was ignoring him. She even began to read a book until finally, oh, Kyle, I'm sorry. Yes, what? Yeah, can I go to the bathroom, please? Oh, yeah, of course. You don't need to ask me. You can just get up and go. You're a big boy. Classic. Teacher is the worst. When he was 9 years old, he had a teacher that hated him. He was kind of a chubby kid, and one time he didn't do his homework and she flipped out. This is your workbook. You're supposed to do homework in your workbook. I don't see your homework. She was flipping through it so hard she ripped a bunch of pages. But she wasn't done. She then, in front of the entire class, started screaming at him even more. You know what, Kyle? You're probably too busy stuffing your face with sandwiches and Twinkies that you didn't have time to do your homework. You're so fat. She then made him go to the back corner of the classroom and stand there with his hands straight up in the air until class was over. Hands up, Kyle. He went home and told his parents what happened. The next day, they came into school with him. They went to her room and asked why she did that. To which she replied, "I'm sorry, I don't recall that happening. I think your kid might be making it up. I'm sorry." My favorite comebacks. Let's get to it. Hey, Kyle. What's up, Chad? I saw you at Target last night shopping with your mom. Did she pick out all your clothes for you, little baby? Huh? What? Do you even have any friends? Such a loser. You know, Chad, I don't hate you, but if you were drowning, I'd give you a high five. Your mom told my mom that you don't know how to swim. You better shut your mouth, Kyle. Hey, don't be ashamed of who you are. That's your parents' job. Or should I say parent? I heard your dad went to get you chicken nuggets and he never came back. I'm so sorry. How dare you say that? Hey, yo, Kyle. Hey, what's up, Chad? What are you doing on Friday? I don't know. Why? Well, I'm having a birthday party on Friday. A ton of people are going to be there. I'm checking to see if you wanted to come. Yeah, man. Sure, yeah. I'll stop by. What time? Psych, loser. Of course you're not invited to my party. You suck. Did you just fart? I'm sorry. I was trying to give a shit about you, but that's all I could muster up. What? Besides, the only thing worth celebrating on your birthday is you being 1 year closer to death. This woman was celebrating her 60th birthday, and she was at a movie theater with a few of her friends. The theater wasn't that packed. It was basically them and a bunch of teenagers. Well, while they were waiting for the previews to start, there were some kids sitting a few rows behind them, making random noises. I like corn. Corn. Oh yeah, corn. This movie better be good. Keep in mind, the previews to the movie hadn't even started yet. These kids were just making random noises, and they kept doing it. Meep! 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 Corn is delicious! Alright, this is kind of getting old. And then silence for about 10 seconds before the kid stood up and said, well, so are you.
That lady sucks ass.
Look, there's Kyle. He is so weird. Watch this. Hey, Kyle. Yeah, what's up, Stacy? Can I ask you a question? Sure, what? How's your girlfriend doing? I don't have a girlfriend. I know, I'm just reminding you. Hey, Stacy. What? How's your dad doing? Why would you say that? Her dad left. Oh, I know. I just wanted to remind her. Hey, Kyle? Oh, hi, Stacy. What's up? I was wondering, if you wanted to go to the dance with me. Oh, you know, ew, I'm just kidding. I would never go to the dance with you. You're so gross. Hey, Stacy. What? Maybe you should try eating your makeup next time. It might fix your super ugly personality. What? Hey, don't talk to her like that, loser. Oh, hi, Chad. I would smack you in the face right now, but I'm against animal abuse, so... What did you just say to me? Actually, never mind. Kyle, what do you want, Chad? What's it like being chubby? What? Yeah, Jane told me that she would never go out with you because you're super chubby and you're ugly. I agree. Can I tell you something about your mom? What? Your mom is so ugly that your dad wakes up with morning wouldn't. Oh, that's right. You eat your cereal with water because your dad never came home with the milk. Screw you, Kyle. Hey, yo, Kyle. Hey, what's up, Chad? I saw your mom working at Walmart last night. I always knew you were poor. Wow, real nice, Chad. Well, I saw your mom drop you off this morning. She's so fat, Thanos had to snap twice. Hey, shut up, Kyle. No, for real, man, yeah. And you're so ugly, you made the blind kid cry. Shut up, Kyle. No, I didn't. No, man, I'm being serious. You really upset Carlos. He's just so ugly. Black markets kids ran in their schools, a follower submission. When this kid was in 6th grade, he lived near a convenience store. And because he went in there so often, the store owner would give him old and expired candy for free. Like Now and Laters and bubblegum. He would then bring these candies to school and sell them for 25 cents each. And whenever he had candy bars in stock, he would sell them for 50 cents each. And because the school he went to banned all sweets and didn't sell snacks, this kid was making absolute bank. Well, one year the school decided to open up a snack bar, and that snack bar also sold candy. Well, this kid couldn't have it. It would be very bad for business. So what he did was him and his friends a couple times a week would go to the snack bar and buy out their entire stock. He would then sell the candy to students and tell them that when they were done to just throw the wrappers on the ground. Soon, the candy garbage was everywhere. The school got mad that students were littering their candy wrappers, so they shut their snack bar down. And just like that, our boy was back in business full time. And over the course of 2 years, he made $3,000. This kid's mom is sus. The person that shared this story said that his friend's mom wouldn't let them watch SpongeBob. Hey, we should watch some SpongeBob. No. My mom will get so mad. Dude, she's in the other room. Like, it's just SpongeBob. She's not gonna get that mad. They're watching SpongeBob. No. Patrick is such an idiot. What are you doing? Oh my god, Mom, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're just watching SpongeBob. It's not a big deal. SpongeBob is not allowed in our house. Kyle, go home now. But now. Okay. And you get upstairs right now. Bring your Bible and the rosary. I'll meet you there in 5 minutes. Yes, ma'am. Dear God. Why was she so against SpongeBob, you ask? It's because she thought the holes on SpongeBob's body would induce evil, sinful, and dirty thoughts. My favorite comebacks. Let's dive right in. Watch this. Hey, Kyle. Oh, hey, Stacy. What's up? I just wanted to tell you that I've always had a crush on you, and I'm wondering if you feel the same way. Oh my gosh, really? No, I would never have a crush on you. You're the weirdest kid in school. Hey, Stacy. What? Nice tan. Orange is my favorite color. Oompa Loompa ass bitch. What did you just say to her, man? Not you again, you two-legged stool sample. Excuse me? Your family got robbed last week, right? Yeah, man, so what? Well, you're so ugly, I heard the robbers made you wear the mask. This dude's parents need to chill. When this guy was 20 years old, he still lived with his parents, which isn't that weird. What is weird is that he had a strict bedtime of 8 p.m. every night. Hey son, what are you doing? I'm playing video games. What's up? It's getting there. It's 7:55. Almost bedtime. I'll check back in at 8. Yeah, okay. Thanks. If he ever slept over at a friend's house, he had to call his parents at 8 p.m. to tell them he was going to bed. In this instance, he was at his friend's 21st birthday party. Dude, that's hilarious. Get out of here. Hey, me and you, beer pong partners, okay? We're playing next. Oh, I'm so down. Wait, hold on. What time is it? It's 8:05. All right, hold on one second. Oh, he's calling right now. Hello? Hey, Dad, yeah, just calling to let you know I'm laying down. I'm gonna go to bed, okay? All right, sounds good. Hey, you're 5 minutes late, but I'll let it slide this time. Sweet dreams, buddy. All right, bye, Dad. Love you. Let's play some beer pong. That's absurd. Black markets kids ran in their schools, a follower submission. When this kid was in 5th grade, he started a business, a snack selling business. He bought a bunch of stuff from Costco. Candies, chips, juice, anything that was popular at that moment. And the second he started selling at school, business was immediately booming. He was selling out every single day. Well, one day he came to school ready to get his business on, to make some money. But he realized business was abnormally slow. And that's when he found out that there was another group of kids who also started the same exact business. Well, he wasn't gonna let this fly. So he made himself some business cards and started having bundles with deals that kids could purchase. He hired 4 employees. 1 in his grade, 1 in 6th grade, 1 in 7th grade, and 1 in 8th grade. And they were paid every single Friday. They had 5 lockers, 1 for each person in each grade. And each one of those lockers were stuffed to the brim with candy and snacks. In total, he made $7,200. This kid ran the weirdest business, but he made money. My followers sent me the story of a business he ran. One day, this kid decided that he was gonna start charging people to read their minds. Hey, I'll read your mind for $2. You can't read minds, man. That's bullcrap. Fine then, just to prove you, this one's on the house. Your crush is gonna talk to you today. Yeah, right. And later that day, hey, Kyle. Oh my god, dude, it worked. Told you. Spread the word. Now, that was most likely just a coincidence, but that kid spread the word and suddenly everyone was lining up to get their minds read by him. Business was absolutely booming. The kids at this school had a lot of money, and they were literally paying him whatever he asked for. $30. You're gonna pass the test today. $25. You'll go to the bathroom 3 times today, but one of them will be a poop. $75. Something crazy is gonna happen on the bus. In total, he's made over $1,000. School is bogus. At one elementary school, a teacher was using the boys' bathroom when he saw something written on the stall wall. Oh my god, graffiti. Except it wasn't anything offensive or controversial. Somebody wrote "hi" on the stall door with a Sharpie. So pretty innocent. But the school took this very seriously. That was the only boys' bathroom in the entire school. And the principal locked it until they could find out who wrote "hi" on the bathroom door. No boys are allowed to use the bathroom until we find out who vandalized the stall. This lasted for 4 days. Till one day, something happened. Miss? Yes, Billiards? I really have to use the bathroom. You know you can't. I'm sorry, but I really have to go. I'm sorry, unless you can tell me who vandalized the stall, I can't let you go. Well, this kid really did have to go, and he ended up peeing his pants right there in the classroom. Oh no. He told his mom what happened. She then called the principal and threatened to sue the school. The next day, that bathroom was unlocked once again. This guy messed up. He was seeing this girl. She had 2 kids of her own, and they'd been dating for a few months. Well, he was over at their house one morning, and he wanted to make her kids breakfast. All right, who wants breakfast? Me! I love breakfast, yes. All right, I'll whip something up. He goes to the pantry and he finds a box of pancake mix. He puts it in a bowl, makes the pancake batter, and cooks up a huge plate of hot, tasty pancakes. These are the best pancakes ever. Seriously, they're delicious. I guess you like them. They're almost gone. He figured since there was some more pancake mix left, he would make them a couple more pancakes before breakfast was over. So he goes to the pantry, takes out the pancake mix, opens it, and notices, oh my god, there were tons and tons of maggots inside the pancake mix. He says he has no idea how he didn't realize it the first time. He never told those kids or their mom what happened. But to this day, he still feels bad about feeding them maggot pancakes. That's nasty. Secret she's taking to the grave. She had just moved in with her boyfriend. Things were going pretty well. Well, one morning, she was running late to work. So she got in her car and backed out of the driveway very fast. She accidentally ran into the mailbox, knocking it over completely. She was already so late to work, so she just left. When she got home, her boyfriend asked, "Yo, did you hit the mailbox this morning? It's completely destroyed."
I saw the mailman this morning run into it and then leave.
Are you serious? The mailman did that?
Yeah.
Her boyfriend then bought a new mailbox, put it in, and the next morning, he sat by the window, waiting for the mailman. Oh, morning! You. What? And every day since then, whenever he hears the mailman pull up, he runs outside to insult him.
Can I have some more coffee, please?
That's him. That's him.
I think you can stop yelling at him every day.
No. Oh, God. You're the worst mailman in the world. I hate my life. Guys are currently running this business. They sell Rubik's Cubes at their school. And as you can imagine, at first, not many people wanted to buy them. So this guy had an idea. He would bring his Rubik's Cube around everywhere, and he would teach people tricks on how to solve them. After a few weeks of doing this, more and more people wanted to buy the Rubik's Cubes. Kids were buying them because solving a Rubik's Cube is impressive. So maybe they were trying to impress girls, their friends, whatever. But business is currently booming. They sell the Rubik's Cubes for about $15 each, and they just recently made over $300. New black market vid on my page. Check it out right now. The dumbest school rules ever. This one elementary school had a rule where a student, if they were feeling sick, would not be able to go home or call their parents unless they had a fever or puked. Well, one day, this kid's stomach was super messed up. He wasn't feeling good at all. "Miss, can I go to the nurse's office, please? Ow." So he goes to the nurse's office. "So it's a stomach ache, huh?" "Yes." "Yeah. Yeah, it hurts so bad." "Well, you don't have a fever, and you didn't throw up, and you can't stay here. I have to send you back to class. I'm sorry." "Are you serious?" "Yeah, you know the rules." Well, this made him super mad, because his stomach was actually hurting pretty bad. So he stared at her, and with incredible focus and pure dedication, he somehow managed to get himself to throw up right on the nurse. "Can I go home now?" The school changed that rule shortly after that. We have another one. This middle school wouldn't let their students talk at all during lunch. Apparently, this is a very common rule. But at one middle school, there was a group of friends that wanted to beat the system. So over the course of a few months, they all individually learned sign language. They became fluent, and they started talking to each other during lunch with sign language only. Oh my god, what are they doing? Dear God. Did they all learn sign language? Can they do that? Are they allowed to do that? I'll get the principal. And they couldn't do anything about it, because sign language technically isn't talking. When this kid was in 4th grade, his glasses broke. Oh man. But it didn't really matter, because in most of his classes, he sat in the front row, so he could still see. Well, after a few days of going to class without his glasses, one of his teachers said, "Kyle, I see you still don't have your glasses. Are they still broken?" "Yeah, but it's fine. I can still see the board." The thing with this teacher, though, was that she would always write assignments on the board for students to work on during class. She would never explain the assignments. Students would just read the board and then do their work. But anyway, she said, "Kyle, it's been 4 days now. Your parents should have gotten you new glasses at this point. You're sitting in the back of the class." Okay. Alright, so this is what needs to be done before the end of class, okay? Get to work. Oh, I can't see it. What the heck? Sit down, Kyle. Hey, Stacy, can you tell me what the board says? Yeah, it says, Stacy, don't you dare tell him what it says. I'm teaching him a frickin' lesson. I hate my life. This school is super sus. This one high school had this weird thing, where in every single bathroom, the toilet paper rolls weren't inside the stalls. They were outside on the wall. So anybody that had to go into a stall had to take enough toilet paper before they got in there. But if you didn't grab enough, or you forgot, you were screwed. Oh no. Oh no, I forgot to grab toilet paper. Hello? Hello? Hello, is anyone in here? Oh god. One high school, there was a science teacher who was a bit older. He was a pretty nice guy, but he sweat all the time. All right, and that is evolution. Is it hot in here or is it just me? I'm sweating up a storm. Well, he would do this super weird, gross thing every single day. He had this plant on his desk, and towards the end of class, every single day, he would take off his shirt in front of everybody and wring out his sweaty shirt into the plant. Sir, what are you doing? Plants need water, Kyle. What do you think I'm doing? He was eventually fired because taking your shirt off in class is frowned upon. Makes sense. Who shared the story said that 7 years after he graduated high school, he got a phone call. What is this? Hello? It was his old high school senior English teacher. And this is what she told him.
Hi, Carl. Yeah, this is Mrs. Stevens from the high school you went to.
Oh, hi. What is going on?
Hi, I'm calling because I just found out that 7 years ago, I accidentally miscalculated your final grade. You were supposed to get an F. And that means you weren't supposed to graduate high school. So we're letting you know that we're taking away your diploma, okay?
What?
Yeah, so you're gonna have to come back and finish one more class if you want your diploma, okay? Alright, bye-bye.
What? The funny part is, this dude already had his bachelor's degree, and he was working at a very high-paying company. This has to be the most petty school in the world. To call someone 7 years after they graduated to say that they actually failed the final? That's crazy. Get out of here. Craziest teachers ever. At one middle school, there was a teacher that had a samurai sword, and he kept it in his trunk. Well, every time there was a fire drill, his students would line up right by where his car was parked. And every time there was a fire drill, he would show kids his samurai sword. Alright, next. Whoa, that's amazing. Can I hold it? Oh, you want to hold it? Yeah, sure. I'm kidding. Next. Students loved him. The samurai sword was pretty cool too. But the school found out about this and he was fired immediately. But the response from students was overwhelming. A group of students made thousands of posters of that teacher photoshopped to look like a samurai. And they wrote, "Free my samurai homie," and placed it all around the school. Well, despite their best efforts, that teacher did not get his job back. Worst teachers of all time. At one high school, there was a student that would sometimes fall asleep during class. Well, one day this teacher had enough. She wanted to embarrass him and teach him a lesson. Kyle, wake up. What? I have had enough with you sleeping in my class. Come to the front of the classroom and explain to everyone why you're always sleeping. Miss, please, I'm sorry. Now. He gets up out of his desk and walks to the front of the classroom. When he began talking, he starts to cry a little bit. This is what he said. I hate you for making me do this. You want to know why I've been sleeping? Because my family's been having a really hard time, okay? I had to pick up 2 jobs to help them pay the bills. We almost lost our house last year. I'm just trying to help my family. Screw you. Her plan backfired, and from that day on, she became the most hated teacher at that school. Weirdest breakups ever. In high school, this girl wanted to break up with her boyfriend, but she didn't know how to do it. So one day, she was hanging out with her friend. I just don't know what to say. I don't really want to talk to him in person. It's gonna be so awkward. I have an amazing idea. Hold on, pose for me, pose. Perfect. Now we're gonna post this to your Instagram. Okay. And as the caption, put, "I love being single." He'll definitely get the hint. Oh my god, you're a freaking genius. Okay. And it's posted. But when her boyfriend saw it, he did not get the hint. Oh my god, he texted me. I love Pringles? Who even says that? Just text him something back. You have to end this now. Okay, I sent it. Yeah, bro, no, it was definitely autocorrect. She meant to say I love Pringles. It's happens all the time. Hold on, she just texted me. My favorite comebacks. This is what I would say to someone who made fun of the way I dressed. Hey Kyle, what do you want, Chad? You dress like a frickin' grandpa, bro. Oh, really? Yeah. That must be why your mom calls me daddy. One day, this kid came to middle school with pink eye. He didn't really tell anybody about it, because if the school knew he had pink eye, they would make him stay home. Well, this was right around the time where classes were having some of their biggest tests of the year, and students were getting stressed out. Oh, dude, I couldn't study at all this week. I'm gonna fail this test, like, it's bad.
I tried my best. Hopefully I passed, but what's wrong with your eye, dude? I have pink eye. Oh my god, you have pink eye? Why are you here? Because they're serving chicken nuggets at lunch today. I can't miss that. Dude, if you give me pink eye right now, I'll have it by tomorrow and I won't be able to take the test. Gives me more time. Dude, alright, $10. Okay, here. Alright, you ready? Go for it. Okay. Well, word spread, and that day, this dude made $350. The school got pretty suspicious why tons and tons of students had pink eye at the same time. They couldn't really pin it on anybody. And it was a win-win. This kid made some good money, and tons of students were able to pass their tests because they had more time to study.
Dumbest reasons people got in trouble at work. This guy was chilling at home when he got a call from a manager of a company. Hello? Oh, hello, Greg. He answers. Well, Greg, you didn't show up for work today, and honestly, I have had enough of your bullcrap. You are a disgrace to the Comcast company. You're ignorant, you're selfish, you're incredibly selfish, you waste all of our time. Your mother would be so disappointed in you, Greg. You can be quiet. What do you have to say for yourself? The call went on for a while, but the thing was, my name isn't Greg, and I definitely don't work at Comcast. I actually just started at Dairy Queen last week, but good luck to Greg, huh? Sounds like he's in big trouble. Okay, bye. God darn it. Can somebody get me Greg's phone number? I don't think I have it, but why don't you just ask him what his number is? He's sitting at his desk. Wait, he's here today? Yeah, it's his birthday today. He brought everyone donuts. I had like 3. Shit. Black markets kids ran in their schools, a follower submission. The person that shared this story said that when he was in school, there was this kid who had his own personal chef at his house. And every day, the chef would make this kid homemade croissants to take to lunch. Or, if you're fancy, croissant. Who knows? Anyway, apparently these are the most bussing croissants ever. One day the chef made this kid 2 croissants. So this kid ate one and sold the other to his friend for $5. His friend took one bite of the croissant and his mind was blown. That kid then told the entire school that these croissants were amazing. So now this dude was having his chef make him 20 croissants to take to school every single day. And he was selling them for $5 each.
Business was absolutely frickin' booming.
Well, one day the principal found out and shut him down. But the students weren't happy about this. They complained and complained every single day. Finally, the principal said fine. They let this kid bring his chef into school to sell croissants during lunch. In total, together, they made $20,000. That's absolutely insane.
Was this person in the right or the wrong in this situation? This Reddit user says that she's a very picky eater, but she doesn't have any dietary restrictions or allergies. She just hates most food. Well, one day her parents forced her to go out to eat with them at a hibachi restaurant. She said that her mom normally stops at a fast food place when they go out to dinner, so she can eat. But they were running late, so her mom suggested that she just try the hibachi chicken because she might like it, and that she can't keep letting her live off of nuggets and instant ramen, which makes perfect sense. Well, they got to the restaurant and she tries a bite of the chicken, and of course, she doesn't like it. So what she does is she orders Burger King to be delivered to the restaurant. She goes out, grabs it from the driver, brings it back inside, and eats it at the table. Apparently, the other tables at the restaurant were looking at them very strange. When they got home, her mom said that she embarrassed the entire family because she had Burger King delivered to the restaurant. She said that because her mom didn't stop at the fast food place for her, she had to do it. Was she in the right or the wrong in this situation?
This kid ran a crazy school business. Where this kid went to school, they had this thing called food dudes. Students were given 2 bags of fruits and vegetables just like these. And if they ate both bags and brought the teachers the empty bags, they would get a prize. Well, nobody wanted to do it. And they didn't want to just throw the fruits and vegetables away and then turn the bags in because the janitors would notice and the teachers would find out. So this one kid was like, hey, I'll eat the fruits and vegetables for you and give you the empty bag back for just $1 a bag. And kids would do it. They would give him the fruits and vegetables. He would eat it. He would give them the bags back and they would get the prizes. This kid was making about $30 a day. Well, a couple months later, some teachers noticed a terrible smell coming from somewhere in the library. After some investigating, they found out where it came from. Turns out, this kid wasn't eating the fruits and vegetables at all. He was putting them in a cardboard box and hiding them somewhere in the library. And apparently, it smelled like death. That's crazy. People who were legends in their high school. The wrestling team at this one high school would hang out in the bathrooms every day during lunch. Hey man, great practice today. Hey, you too, bro. You wrecked Johnny in that last match. But every day there was also another kid that would hang out in the bathroom during lunch. And all he did in the bathroom was eat his lunch in there. The wrestling team started to befriend this kid. The team liked him.
Well, one day, the wrestling team was at the movies. They were seeing Superbad. When the character McLovin first appeared on the scene, this is what happened. Yo, bro. McLovin looks just like Kyle from the bathroom. And the next day, when the team saw this kid in the hallway, hey, what's up, McLovin? I'll see you during lunch. McLovin, I like it. The nickname McLovin caught on. Hey, McLovin, what up, man?
Hey, what's good, McLovin?
Hi, McLovin. And when this kid was a senior, they were announcing the prom king. And this year's prom king is McLovin. Most disturbing kids' toys of all time. This here is called Jibba Jabba. It was a toy released in the 1990s. It's basically a doll that comes in different colored hair, and if you shake it, it makes a choking noise. Well, people didn't respond to it very well at first, because 1, shaken baby syndrome is a real thing, and 2, children started trying to do this on their baby siblings. These are skinny bones. They're like Legos, but super creepy, and they can only make these people. And you could buy the whole family, and even a dog. They were made in 1970. They were discontinued due to lack of interest. But if you can find one today, they're incredibly valuable. And lastly, we have Growing Up Skipper. Skipper was launched by Mattel in 1964 as Barbie's younger sister. 10 years later, Mattel released Growing Up Skipper. And Growing Up Skipper sparked controversy everywhere. If you twist her wrist, this doll grows about an inch and her chest grows out. Watch this clip from the commercial.
You can have fun with Skipper when she's little, then suddenly you can make her grow up enough to wear her glamorous teenage skirt.
You're not gonna believe this. This entitled man left a review on a mattress store. Here's what happened. So one day he was at a mattress store with his wife and they bought a mattress. Yeah, so I think we want, that one. Yeah, that one's perfect. Alright, sounds good. I'll get this all settled for you. Well, fast forward 2 years and this guy and his wife were moving to a different town. Well, the mattress wouldn't fit into the minivan. So this is what he did. He called the mattress store that he bought it from. Hi, yeah, I'm wondering if you could help me move a mattress. Move a mattress? What do you mean? I want one of the workers to come to my house and move my mattress to my new house, please. We don't do that. Why didn't you just have us deliver it to your new house? Because I bought the mattress 2 years ago. Good luck. I'll pay you.
They sold us a nice bed, but 2 years later when we were moving, they refused to help us move the bed even after we offered to pay for it. So in our opinion, all they do is sell beds. Do not expect anything else after that.
Yeah, no. It's a mattress store, not a moving company. At a private middle school, this kid and his friends opened up a casino in the cubby room during lunch. They only knew how to play blackjack, so that is what they played. Well, it started off small. They were betting things like chips and pudding cups, but soon after, everyone was betting their lunch money. Well, one of the kids that started this was a hustler, and he was winning everyone's money. Another kid was salty about this, so he told the teacher, and the principal shut the casino down for good, and that kid got suspended. That's crazy. Black markets kids ran in their schools, a follower submission. When he was in middle school, he started his own lottery. He sold jars of Play-Doh for $3 each, and each Play-Doh was stuffed with money. It was either a $1 bill, a $5 bill, a $10 bill, or a $50 bill. The 50 was the jackpot. Business was very slow at first. He only made a few sales because nobody ever won the big prize. And that's because what they didn't know is he only put $1 bills in the Play-Doh jars. There was an occasional 5 or 10 in there, but never the 50. So he had an idea to get the word out. He put $50 of his own money into a Play-Doh jar. He then gave it to his friend and paid him to open the jar in front of a large group of people. Well, he did, and everyone saw it, and they were hyped. That's when they knew this business was legit. Business became booming. Everyone at the school was playing the lottery. In total, he made around $700, but the principal quickly found out, and he was shut down. You gotta respect the hustle. The craziest things kids did in school. One day at one elementary school, a couple classes of students were outside. The fire department drove one of their fire trucks to the school and was letting the kids look around and ask them questions. Well, this one kid was getting a little bit too curious. The firefighters were earlier demonstrating the fire hose, but they had set it down for a second. This kid went up to the fire hose, picked it up, and started blasting people with it.
I think you broke my leg. Good heavens.
He was holding on for dear life, spraying students and teachers, knocking teachers down and causing students to fly halfway across the yard. He was eventually stopped, but this kid definitely went for it. This kid had a rough day. He was in class one day and the teacher was teaching a lesson. He was in a pretty good mood this day, so he was talking to his friend about what they were gonna do during the weekend. So you're gonna come to my house at 5 p.m. on Friday. I have a bunch of cheese in my fridge, and we can build that sculpture you were saying. Billy! Quiet down. I just can't wait for the cheese. Billy! I just asked you to quiet down. Go out in the hallway right now. No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Go out in the hallway right now. Keep in mind that the door of the classroom has a window on it. Well, a couple minutes later, the students in this classroom noticed this kid peeking into the window. He was standing there for a good while before the teacher noticed this. When she saw him, she went over to the door and closed the curtain so he couldn't look in anymore. You could hear this kid crying out in the hallway. Believe it or not, this kid went to school administration and explained what happened. 3 days later, that teacher was fired. That seems a little harsh. During recess in 5th grade, this girl was on the playground when a boy who had a crush on her came up to her. Hey, Stacy. Hi, Kyle. I just want to tell you that I really like you and I want to know if you want to be my girlfriend. At that moment, she wasn't sure what to say. She thought this kid was nice, but she didn't like him like that, so she had to think of an excuse. There was a tree right next to them. This is what she said. No. This tree is my boyfriend. She then hugged and kissed the tree and walked away. She felt pretty bad. And later during recess, she saw that kid crying and kicking the tree that she told him was her boyfriend. Stupid tree. I hate you, tree. He thought this is how babies were made. This guy shared a story of how in junior year of high school, his friend had no idea how babies were made. This is what he thought would happen. He actually believed that when you got married and you and your wife were ready to have a baby, you would take your wife to a hospital, they would put you in a room, and you would pee on your wife. And then bingo! Your wife was pregnant. His friend was like, no dude, that's actually super messed up. He then educated his friend on how exactly babies are conceived. Needless to say, his friend was incredibly embarrassed. In one middle school, this kid asked his teacher if he can go to the bathroom. Can I go to the bathroom, miss? She said, no, you just went 10 minutes ago. Well, this made him very angry. And right after she said no, he grabbed his sharpened pencil and stabbed it right into his hand. How about now? Can I go to the bathroom now? Yeah. Yeah, you can. And go to the nurse too, and then to the principal's office. His parents were called, and he most likely had to go talk to a therapist. When this guy was in high school, the mascot was a bulldog. Well, one day, this kid was driving around doing donuts in the high school parking lot when he accidentally ran into the statue of the bulldog. The crash knocked the bulldog off its platform, and this kid freaked out. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. He looked around and nobody saw what happened, so he got out of his car, picked up the bulldog, and shoved it into his trunk. He then drove to a bridge and tossed the bulldog into the water, disposing of the evidence. I'm so sorry. He never told anybody about this. It was a huge deal at the school with an entire investigation. It wasn't until 15 years later when he was having beers with his brother that he confessed. His brother was amazed that he was able to keep this secret for this long. This girl's dad had recently passed away and she was sitting in class when one of her classmates started to make fun of her. What's it like having a dead dad? Shut up. And the way he died too is just super embarrassing. I said shut up. Jeez, I know your dad's dead, but don't take it out on me. Mrs. She hit me with her science book. I know, I saw. And you deserved it, Kayla. Jessica? Yes. Do it again. One day, this college student emailed her professor to tell her that she was sick and couldn't come to class. The professor did not believe her at all, so she responded to her student with an email that said, Kate, you know if you're going to lie about why you aren't in class, you could at least be a bit more original than I'm sick. Geez, if I told my boss that back in the old days, she'd have dragged me into work and made me sleep there. The crazy part is, the student was actually sick. In fact, she had just been diagnosed with cancer, and she was feeling sick from all the chemo. I bet she felt real stupid after that. At this one British high school, after gym class every day, people would notice change and stuff missing from their lockers and their pockets. Well, one day, this kid really wanted to find out who was doing this, so he turned his phone camera on record and put it in his pocket. After gym class, when all the other students were noticing they had stuff missing, he checked his camera, and he caught the thief red-handed.
Alrighty, what do you have in here?
Apparently, the girl that had been stealing from everyone was from a very rich family. She was even a successful child actor who starred in a bunch of TV shows. So why was she stealing change from people? Who knows? But like I said, she was caught, and she got into serious trouble. One day during class in middle school, this kid saw a thermos in the back of the classroom. Turns out it was the teacher's, but he did not know this at the time. He then goes to the bathroom with the thermos. He then comes back, the teacher sees him, and says, "Oh, you found my thermos, thank you so much. You can just put it on my desk." And he does. He then walks out of the room without saying a word. The teacher opens the thermos and is incredibly confused and disgusted. Apparently, this kid took a side of her thermos. At one middle school, there was a student who would later be known as Cheeseburger Kid, and here is why. One day, right before lunch, he left the school. He walked around the school and found an area of the building that would be easy to climb. Perfect. He then scaled the building and got on the roof. Now, the cafeteria at this school had skylights, windows that looked to the sky. Once he was on the roof, he made his way over to one of the skylights above the cafeteria. He pulled a brick out of his backpack and then he jumped down. The cafeteria was selling cheeseburgers, and his plan was to steal all of them and escape.
Hey, somebody stop that kid!
He even punched a lunch lady. "You stop right now! You stop right now!" Finally, the police show up and grabbed him. He bit the police officer's hand, and then he went to juvie, never to be heard of again. There was this one teacher at this one high school that never let anybody use the bathroom, no matter how many times they asked. There was this one girl in class who hated this teacher, and the teacher hated her. Every day, she would always ask if she could use the bathroom, and the teacher said no. Well, on the last day of school, this girl was in this teacher's class. She asked the teacher twice if she could use the bathroom, and the teacher said no. This is what happened when she asked for the third time. "Miss, can I please use the bathroom? I really have to go. I swear to God, if you ask me one more time, no, you may not." "Okay, fine. But just remember, you did this." The girl then stood up, stared at the teacher, and peed her pants. She got in big trouble, but she went home and told her parents about this, and her father was a urologist. Her father called the school, and this teacher got into huge trouble. The school secretary is horrible for this. This guy said that when he was in 7th grade, he was in English class when the school secretary came on the intercom to say something.
Good afternoon. Can you please send Kayla Stevens to the office? Her dad just died. Thank you.
That girl's father had just passed away from a heart attack an hour before this, and her mom came in to pick her up from school. And somehow the school secretary thought that announcing to a 12-year-old that her dad was dead in front of her entire class was a good idea. It was not. Sometimes teachers suck. The person that shared this story said that when she was in high school, she was one of the best art students in the school. Well, one of the assignments was that they had to design something on the computer and email it to the teacher. Well, one day in a different class, she was called down to the office.
Kayla Anderson, please come to the principal's office.
In the office was her principal, Kayla, have a seat, and her art teacher.
Hi, Kayla. Hi, what's going on? Well, I got your homework that you emailed, the graphic design project. Something was off, so I ran it in a reverse Google search. Yes, and don't even try to deny this. We caught you red-handed. What? That's impossible. I made that myself. Oh, did you? Mm-hmm. Well, how come I found it on a random artist website? What is the website? Not like it matters. Read me the website. Okay, whatever. You plagiarized your project from KaylaJohnsonArt.com. Yeah, that's my website, you
Person that shared the story said that when she was a kid, her Girl Scout troop went on a field trip to the police station. For fun, they put all the Girl Scouts in one of the cells and locked it. They were going to take some pictures. But for some reason, the person that had the key left the room. And in the cell block right next to them was an actual criminal who had been arrested the day before. And this woman was wacky. Hey girls. Can you want to smell something really weird? I don't want to smell anything, no. I'm gonna kill you.
Let us out of here, Can someone get the key, please? She's gonna kill us.
That's crazy. This girl went to the weirdest sleepover ever. When this person was in middle school, she went to a sleepover at her friend's house. It started off pretty normal, but her friend's mom was obsessively taking pictures of them all night.
No, Carlos is the nice one. Kevin was the weird one. I think they're both weird. Girls, look over here.
Well, at one point, they were watching a movie and her friend had fallen asleep. Her friend's mom then comes over with her camera and records her daughter sleeping for 5 minutes. Well, that night, she was sleeping on the floor of her friend's room facing the wall, away from the door. She was having trouble going to bed, when at exactly 3 a.m., she heard the door creak open. Her friend's mom had snuck into the room at 3 in the morning to take pictures of them while they slept. Weird things that happened at a friend's house. When this kid was 10 years old, he went to his friend's house for the first time. They were having fun. Wake up, wake up. Dude, your hamster's hilarious, right? Isn't he the best? Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Well, he went to the bathroom and did his thing. As he was washing his hands, he noticed 4 towels that were hanging up. But the thing was, each of those 4 towels had brown marks all over them. So he asked his friend about it. Hey man, what's with those like weird dirty towels hanging up in your bathroom? Oh yeah, those are poop towels. Poop towels? Poop towels. What's a poop towel? Well, my family doesn't buy toilet paper for the environment, so we each have our own poop towel that we use and we hang it up after each use. He went home and told his mom about it.
And then they just hang it up. They just hang it back up, Mom. It was so gross.
You're never allowed to see Joey again. Next. Her friend is the worst. The woman who shared this story said it was the day of her friend's wedding, and she was her friend's maid of honor. It's been months of planning. Everyone was dressed, and they were all ready to step into the limo.
I can't believe today's the day. I'm so excited for you, and I want to thank you for taking me on this journey with you. I'm so honored. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you. So, Melissa is the maid of honor now? What? Yeah, this whole time she thought she was my maid of honor. I never had the heart to tell her that you were, so you're not the maid of honor anymore.
She stood there, not knowing what to say. And as they were all about to get into the limo, her friend, the bride, says to her,
Oh, by the way, you should probably have your boyfriend drive you to the venue. Because Melissa's my maid of honor now, there's no more room in the limo. Okay, I'll see you there, bye.
She then skipped the wedding and never talked to her friend ever again. Christian boarding school black market. This girl went to an extremely conservative Christian boarding school. Jeans, shorts, candy, cell phones, TVs, gaming systems, movies, and clothes that had brand names were all banned. Well, naturally, a couple students started a black market. Keep in mind, everybody at this school was very wealthy. Most of them had parents who were doctors. They had to be incredibly careful, otherwise they could get expelled. But business was absolutely booming. And because they had tons of money, they didn't care how much they spent on it. One kid bought a box of Altoids for $15. Eventually, the school caught on because tons of people had banned items in their rooms. They never found out who did it because none of the customers snitched. The kids that ran this business made thousands. New black market vid on my page. Check it out right now. Dumbest reasons people got in trouble at school. In elementary school, this person was out playing during recess.
You're stupid.
Hey! It had rained the night before, and this kid noticed a small puddle. Oh, a puddle. He walked over to it, and then he got an idea. Flamingo. Flamingo. He proceeded to stand in the puddle on one leg, like a flamingo would, and he stood there and didn't move for 10 minutes. Just a kid pretending to be a flamingo. I probably would have done the same thing. But a teacher noticed this, and instead of chuckling to himself or just brushing it off, he got very, very mad for some reason. You! What are you doing? I'm a flamingo, Mr. Johnson. Flamingo my ass. I can't believe you. Principal's office now. You're getting a detention.
But I'm a flamingo.
No.
I hate my life.
Uber driver's craziest experiences. One night, this Uber driver was driving around a cul-de-sac looking for a guy he was supposed to pick up. Well, he couldn't find him, so he decided to keep driving around the cul-de-sac until he found him. Well, as he was pulling around the cul-de-sac for the 3rd time, 2 guys emerged from the back of a house. Hey! Yes? Hey, what did you say? He said, hey, idiot. Jeffrey, please. I'm sorry. What are you doing in my neighborhood? I said, what are you doing in my neighborhood? At this point, the Uber driver was freaking out. This dude came out strapped. An Uber driver. I'm trying to pick somebody up, but I can't find him. Okay, what's the address? 69 Mellon Drive? Oh, you're looking for Willard. He lives right there at the blue house. Willard is a character. You're gonna love him. Have a great night. Oh, hell no. He drove home, and he never accepted a ride in that part of town ever again. secrets people are taking to the grave. When this guy was a kid, he went to the Family Dollar with his mom and a few of his cousins. They went off to do their own thing, and he was in the toy aisle. He started flinging marbles across the floor. He stopped, and then 2 minutes later, he hears a crash and a woman scream, "Somebody help this man!" He went to go check it out. When he got to where the commotion was coming from, he saw a group of people standing around a man who had fallen off of a ladder. He was seizing, and there was blood everywhere. His mom then whisked him and his cousins away, and they left the store. Well, the next time they were at the Family Dollar, they asked one of the cashiers what had happened.
Hi, yeah, so my son and I were in here a few weeks ago. What happened to that man who fell down? When he fell off the ladder, he hit his head, and sadly he passed away. Oh my god, how did he fall? We found out later that he had accidentally set his ladder on top of a marble, made the whole thing a bit wobbly, and he fell off. It's crazy. If that marble wasn't there, he would be alive today.
This teacher is horrible. The guy that shared the story said that in preschool it was nap time. Everyone was laying down and sleeping, but he couldn't fall asleep, so he was just fiddling with his sleeping bag. The teacher then came over to him, crouched down, and, "Listen to me. You have to go to sleep right now, okay?" "Miss, I can't fall asleep." When he told her he couldn't fall asleep, she got very mad, so she grabbed his face and said, "If you don't fall asleep right now, I'm calling your parents and you're going to the office." This preschool's a prison. Kid and his friend ran the most insane businesses in high school. He lived pretty close to shops, so every day he would buy a bunch of items. And him and his friend made a website where students at their school could go on and order items from them. The website had descriptions and prices on there as well. It was very convenient. Then, to get paid and make profit, he charged a $7.50 delivery fee. They also had a selection of energy drinks that they stored in certain lockers around the school that were available for students' immediate pickup. Another thing they did was that they sold teachers login information. Now, the prices for these were much higher. Kids would buy them to change grades and do stuff like that. They also had the principal's login. They actually sold that one for over $600. These geniuses ran these businesses for over 4 years, and they made about $300,000. That's absolutely insane. New black market vid on my page. Check it out right now.
আমি চাই তুমি ভালো থাকো। আর শোনো, যে জাহাজটা যদি সত্যি সত্যি বানাও তাহলে আমাদেরকে ইনভাইট করো, হ্যাঁ?
তুমি সারাক্ষণ সমুদ্রের সাথে ফিসফিস করে কথা বলবে আর আমি হিংসে করব। আমার হয়তো একটু সাহস বেড়েছে। বোকা ছেলেটা প্রেমে পড়েছে।
আর বিড়ি নিয়ে গেছে, বিড়ির প্যাকেট একটাও ছাড়ে নাই, সবগুলো দুমড়ে মুচড়ে বের হয়ে চলে গেছে। খাবো কি? ভিতরটা শিমুল তুলার মতো নরম হয়ে ছিল, যাওয়ার সাথে সাথে একটা।
তুমি এতদিন যা করেছো তাতে আমার একটুও মন গলেনি, আর তোমাকে ভালোবাসার কোনো কারণ।
ও আপনি সে বড় ভাই? ভাই আপনার নাম তো আমি বহুত শুনছি, কিন্তু আমার
ভাই আমি এটাই বুঝলাম না, আপনি এই মাইয়া তানিয়ার মধ্যে কি পাইছেন? এলাকার সব মাইয়া আপনার।
মানুষ মাত্রই ভুল করে, তাতে কি?
ভাই এমন যে করব
দাঁড়ান, মাথার ভিতরে অলরেডি একদম তানিয়ার বাপরে আমি চ্যালেঞ্জ করছি 7 দিনের মধ্যে তানিয়া আমারে আমি প্রেমে ভালাবো কেমনে বেটা কস না কেন বেটা।
ভাই কি কম কোন মানে হ্যাঁ বাড়িতে কেমনে ভাই করবে এটা তো জানি না, এর মধ্যে আপনি কবিতা দিয়ে দিচ্ছেন। আমি কোন হারামজাদা আমার মায়েরা ডিস্টার্ব করে?
খালু আপনি শুধু শুধু রাগ করছেন।
আমি হইতেছি রিক্সা, তুমি হইতেছে এসি বাস। মামা পাড়া দিত। আপনার ছেলের সাথে আমি আমার মেয়েকে বিয়ে দিব। ঠিক আছে ভাই
ফুটে যাব না, মানে এত হ্যান্ডসাম ফ্রেন্ডলি সুন্দর।
হারজিত চিরদিন থাকবে। একটা এতিম ছেলের জন্য আজকে আমি
আমার মতো একটা মানুষকে ভালোবাসা যায়।
সত্যি বলতেছো তানিয়া?
সেলিম,
আবার আসবো স্যার। আগে আপনার বাসায় আসতে গেলে পা কাঁপতো, এখন আর পা কাঁপে না।
আরে তুমি ওর সাথে এভাবে কথা বলছো কেন? ও যদি শুভর সাথে ভালো থাকে থাক না।
আমি ভাবছিলাম তুই ভালো হয়ে যাবি, কিন্তু তুই মাল কোনোদিন ভালোই হবি না। যে খারাপ তারে ভালো বানানো যায়, আর যে চাই
বুঝাচ্ছি বিপরীতে কাছাকাছি সময় রং হয় বিলীন।
কোনো টেনশন করেন না, আপনাকে আমি বেশিক্ষণ রাখবো না, ধরেন 3-4 ঘন্টা হয়তো।
মা এক সেকেন্ড দাঁড়াও, ফোন দিচ্ছি।
আমরা তো কিছুই জানি না কি সমস্যা, শুধু শুধু ছেলেটাকে এইভাবে বলো না তো।
তুমি চুপ করো।
আবেগ হচ্ছে করুণ শহর
পারবে না।
বিশ্বাস করো আমি আর কখনোই যাব না। পানি কেন ডিভোর্স নিল? 15 লক্ষ টাকা পানিকে তুমি
মায়ার বাঁধনে বেঁধেছি মন ভালোবাসা।
ঝামেলা শেষ করো। আরে ভাই সাইন করো।
এটাও কিন্তু ইম্পর্টেন্ট। মানে ভালোবাসা হচ্ছে একজন আরেকজনের উপর ভরসা করে